And we are back, episode 53 of Journey to a Million on this Wednesday night, bringing the usual time here. Myself, Drew Skyberg, joined alongside Zack Rausch and Jared Valleskey. I'll let you see Jared's name. There he is. Okay, he goes back. But there's the us three, right? The full Journey to a Million squad here.
Gets demoted immediately.
And yeah, I'll go right to you, Zack. How are you doing after week 12? How you feeling? Are
fantastic?
You're doing well,
absolutely
Jared.
Fantastic.
Good. We're both to the point where if our team loses, it's a good thing. So doing good.
Yeah, Packers are not eliminated yet.
Neither are the Colts.
Not yet.
Well, we talked right in that clip last. We talked about that clip last week, right? We're 4-8, Packers 4-8 right now, and we're like, are they gonna go over 500, which would have required a 5-1 record as of last week? They lose on Sunday night. Now they gotta win out. So the likelihood of that happening is,
it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, the Colts still have the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Vikings, the who else we got? The Giants and the Texans.
Did you say Lions?
No, not the Lions. The Vikings, I meant.
Oh.
You got a tough schedule.
If you're worried about the Lions, that's like a whole nother level of just.
I'm worried about the Texans, Zach. If they lose that game, I owe you $20.
That is
you already paid me the
how
first
we ended up
20 for the Jaguars. Yeah. It could be
a
good year for me in the sports betting industry.
Jared did not, think about how Matt Ryan might,
have 13 turnovers.
He just likes to he's a giver. He likes to give the ball to the other team.
It was around Thanksgiving.
Colts play Texans.
Week
Colts play Texans
last week.
Is it Monday Night Football? Because as we discussed, Jeff Saturday.
That's gonna get flexed.
Games.
Oh, that's gonna get flexed. Come on.
No, it's definitely not Monday night.
It could be a Monday night game.
It's a noon game.
Don't they want the Monday night game not to have playoff implications?
But the other thing is, they already had a Monday night game. I don't the odds of the Colts getting 2 Monday night games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I'm looking. I'm getting puts right now. I'm looking.
It's a noon game. I'm almost positive.
Well, they haven't really announced any of the times. They actually haven't assigned any of the. Yeah. Currently, right now, the Packers play. Those are our Saturday games. Keep in mind.
Oh, really? I thought because we're looking at those tickets that we might be going, and it's saying to be determined.
Yeah, but right now it's planned for Saturday. They don't know time though.
Is it?
Yep. Which
I'd assume probably like at 2:00 or something. Right?
It might be meaningless. Yeah, as we know. Unfortunately,
it would most likely be meaningless. Most likely.
Hey, the Colts, that might have huge implications. If they beat the Texans, the Packers might get the top pick next year.
I don't think the Packers are that bad.
I don't either.
I think they're going to win.
That would require some teams to win
games. Yeah. Houston would have to finish out the year like 3-2 or something.
Yep. Yeah. It's Houston, Chicago, Denver. You're crazy to say in Denver here. Those are kind of like the main ones here. And the Rams. Rams are 3-8 as well. So not.
And there's they got Bryce.
That's Perkins football for you. I was just talking about like the year-to-year turnover.
Yeah,
it's incredible right now.
They lost Von Miller and OBJ over the offseason. That was it, and now Kupp's out and A-Rob is out. Is he back or is he still out?
Robinson's gonna be out for the year.
He's out for the year. So now they're just a mess. But how do you win the Super Bowl one year? Now you're 3-8. I don't get it.
That's just football. Turnovers.
They lost some linemen too, which they've lost some. I guess they didn't lose a lot of their stars besides Von Miller, OBJ, but they lost kind of some of their role players and
that was another.
Does
just
Aaron
going from
retire after this year,
that'd be huge. But
he'll be back one more year.
I think so.
It's just crazy to think, though. Going back. This was one of our first offseason previews. I think it was the first where it was just us three, doing it. Not with any other guests, but it's crazy to see, right?
What did we were project them
11,
as?
I think we were thinking 11, 12 wins. We were up there, they were going to be in the West probably. The team, it was them, the 49ers, which we see 49ers. How about that defense, right?
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. But that's been something, and looking here, team picks wise. Sorry, I just keeps making me happy.
I had them at 13-4.
Ooh.
I got it up right now.
13-4.
So what's worse,
I had
that
them winning the division,
or you having Giants 2-15?
Okay, to be fair, I think the Jets pick makes up for both of those.
It makes up for one.
Zach, what did we all say for the Jets? Because they only have 6 wins. Are they 7?
7-4.
7-4.
They're going to end up 10-7. 10-7. I'm calling it.
You said 9-8.
I'm upping my prediction.
Okay. You're up in it. We're gonna have to talk to OW Sports about this. I mean, I just remember the Bills fan on OW Sports, his reaction to.
Yeah. Wait, hold on, Jared. Who are you asking about?
The Jets.
No, I had the Jets.
No, he's asking about the rest of us.
Like, what do we have?
Do you know? For the
yeah,
Jets.
You had 9-8. I think we had like 5 wins, 6 wins, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
I think I had a little more than Drew. I think Drew was like really low on them.
Really?
I mean, let's be honest. All we had to go off of was
like 5.
They had a really good draft. That's about it. They had
no. We did this before the draft, or did we do this? We did this before the draft, I think.
Did we?
Yeah.
For the Zach just really liked Zach Wilson.
No, yeah, Zach was calling this.
Looking back is terrible, but
yeah, whatever it was. If you can find it, good. But
well, yeah.
Wait, yeah, I forgot we changed the graphic like halfway through.
Yeah.
I had the. Okay.
I'll go through team picks though right now.
Yeah, go for it.
I kind of, all I do is win, right? I mean, that was kind of the motto for myself.
Drew got lucky. Week. If the Colts
winning
win that
team
game, I win the week.
I mean, you would tie, but cool.
No, because we go back 2 weeks and I get the win, or we both get the win, whatever it would be.
Yeah, but the fact is, I won this week, going 4-1. Sorry, just need to say it one more time. It was actually a really good week for us overall in team picks. Back-to-back weeks of having everyone over 500. Right, so credit all 3 of us on that. Zach going 3-2, his worst. His only 3rd time going 3-2, if I'm reading this right. Jared going 3-2 as well. I went 4-1. That's my 2nd weekly win. Zach has the other 10. But Zach, do you have the records yet?
No, because
okay.
Yeah,
I'll keep moving.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it because
Oh.
we're changing the graphics quite a bit on.
We're doing a little bit of experimenting. So. Okay, well, player picks. Zach was hit by the injury bug. Travis Etienne was he went out of the game, and then rumor had it he was good to go for the second half, but precautionary reasons, Doug Peterson said no. So I mean, Zach kind of got unlucky with that. I mean, they pulled the comeback off against the Ravens, but some other stuff going on there. Jared, 64.46 points. He goes in 2nd there this week. And then I win going with the 68.06 points. So terrible week in the, context that 68 points was a winner. But, that's all it took this week.
Teams, Drew just crazy
because my fantasy team put up 190 in the Dynasty League, the $20 Dynasty League.
Well, that's great, Jared. But yeah. I'm glad that's your Dynasty League, but that's not
the one you're like barely making playoffs.
No, Zach's like, you're not making playoffs. You're gonna win this week and lose out. Now I'm 7-5. Zach's not. What are you 10-2? I think
10-2. I'm gonna get a bye though. So
yeah, him and Peyton have like the buys locked up. But I got like I'm 4th or 5th right now.
I'm right in the bubble with you too, Jared. Drinking Sprecher, low-cal root beer, in case anyone's wondering. Some
not
great
sponsored.
Stuff. Not sponsored, but
Drew wants a sponsor.
Player picks. It's my 4th win. Out of 12, I'll take it. Jared only has 1, so it makes me feel good. But
that part wasn't necessary, Drew.
Zach's got 7. I'll give Zach credit where credit's due. He's got 7 there. Otherwise, that is the team and player picks. Full disclosure, I mean, we ended up doing the draft for the team and player picks before the episode. That'll be done now. The rest of the way out gives us more time, of course, to talk about football and all things related, whether it starts, sits, dilemmas, anything goes, right? Open discussion here. But, that will be, of course, if you want to see our team player picks, you'll see them on the Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, you see TikTok at Drew Sports Crew and Instagram at Drew Sports Crew. You go find them on there. They'll be posted. One of them will be posted tomorrow night. The other will be up Friday or Saturday morning. We'll see. But that is your team and player picks. And guys, both of you, let me tell you, how about Zay Jones this week?
I was against him.
You were? Someone started him?
I think Zach did.
Yeah, I started him.
Yeah.
You started Zay Jones 11.
He had Jamar Chase, and he got ruled out, so he started Zay Jones.
I still completed 14 targets.
40.
I mean,
still beat like 40.
He's gotten a great target share this year with like Zay Jones has, basically Lawrence is number 2 option, but Trevor Lawrence looked really good. Zay Jones, it's probably like he's had some games like this, not this good, but like he's had some like 15, 20 point games. I mean, credit Trevor Lawrence and
this week.
I like your Kirk bounce back call. No, your Kirk bounce back call is pretty good.
I have the start of the week this week.
What is it?
Rams running back Kyren Williams projected 12 points.
Don't get projections
against
but
two.
Great.
Who do they play? We just went over this.
Seahawks.
Oh yeah. Wait, isn't what about Cam Akers? Is he not playing?
He doesn't get any. No,
Akers is playing. Zach, his usage has gone, down. Like Williams led the Rams backfield in snaps, I believe, last week. So I mean,
and he looked good too. He's quick and
that's why Jared. Remember, I think I was trying to buy low on Williams from you.
So was Tyler. Tyler was trying to get a first out of me, or give me a first for him, and I said no.
A first?
You didn't give him up for a first?
No. He was about to give me a first, and he's like, "I'll give you a second." I was like, "I'll do a first," and he's like, "No, I can't do that."
Wow, I would have done that for first.
So it wasn't ever offered a first.
You should have said 2 seconds.
I knew his value would go up a lot because this was right at the time where they got rid of Akers, or they like kind of like stopped him, and then Henderson was like, "Did he get cut?" Yeah, he got dropped.
Yeah,
whatever.
Like what's the value for him right now? If you trade him, I mean, you probably want to wait after this week, but like, is the value? Is it a second, 2 seconds?
I don't know. I mean, his projections are going up. His value is going way up. I mean,
he's kind of like in the Rachaad White. Like, I mean, like this week could be the Rachaad White week for him. That's how I look
he's
at
only
it.
22 years old.
He's getting some targets too.
He's looking good. I want to keep him as long as I can, as long as he's putting up numbers. But it's always hard because you don't want to hold on to him for too long and then ruin his value and just be stuck.
Is that in Drew's Dynasty League?
Yeah. Yep. I'm starting him over Mostert.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Also, I want to go back to the Jaguars. Good call going for 2. You think against the Ravens?
Didn't they win the game because of it?
They did. Yeah. And
the Chargers did the same thing, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say Chargers. So Brandon Staley, if they don't convert that, as soon as he held up the 2,
he's gone.
Like, he's not gone. I was like, here we go again. But
he would have been gone.
Yeah.
It's good you said Brandon Staley because Zach would have just went in and been like, "Yeah, Joe Staley, Joe Staley, the coach,
what a good coach."
Yeah, I mean, some gutsy calls paying off.
I mean, if you go for 2 and get it, you really can't say it's a bad call, right?
Yeah, it's just
hindsight's my point.
His ability just to risk that, risk the whole game for one play. He does it all the time. It's like, were they on the road? Yeah, they were against the Cardinals. Cardinals haven't won a home game like all year. I was really cheering for the Cardinals there.
Isn't Kyler Murray still?
They have. They're 1-6 at home, Jared. They've won 1.
6. Okay.
Has Kyler still not won a game since the new Call of Duty came out? That stat's been getting added to. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it's still going.
Add a team to the Kirk Cousins curse. The Patriots cannot make the Super Bowl this year because they lost to the Vikings and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it's not like they were anyways, but
the Cowboys can because not the Cowboys. Did the Cowboys beat them?
Yeah, the Cowboys can.
Yeah, the Bills
beat
can.
them by a lot.
Bills can. Yeah.
Could the Cowboys do it? I mean, and now we're looking. Maybe. There's actually a listener pointed out on the power rankings this morning. They wanted the Cowboys number 1.
Oh,
so
really?
Not sure what. Yeah. No, I did not reply yet. I was thinking about it. I was like,
I like to hear out people's opinions, but
you can't say the Cowboys are better than the Lions, or not the Lions. Oh,
the Lions.
Whoa. Eagles.
I can confidently say they're better than the Lions.
Like, the Colts beat the Chiefs, and the Packers beat the so they both have bad losses. I'm sure would have been part of the argument, but it was like it seems a little too soon for that. I mean, they beat a Giants team that was kind of going downhill, but this Colts, even if they beat the Colts, which I mean they're expected to, I guess it's hard to really say where you'd put them at. They'd be 9-3, they won. It's kind of like they're 11-point favorites.
Commanders still have a chance at the second spot in that division. I'm high on the Commanders, if you couldn't tell. I mean, I said they're making the playoffs when they were 4-5, and now they're 7-5. It's gonna happen.
Chase Young could be back too.
They're making the playoffs.
I mean, Chase Young coming back. Come on, helps your case. But
they still got to beat. Well, they got San Francisco, Cleveland, and Dallas to end the season,
and they got the Giants this week. If they win this week,
they got Giants twice. Giants twice. San Francisco, Cleveland, Dallas.
Yeah, it's not easy, but they've looked good.
Cleveland now with Watson too. I mean, that's just something we
he'll have some time to get rid of the rust. So I think even this week we could see. I mean, he's still going to get his fair share of opportunities to pass the ball, but I think they're going to be run heavy, especially against the Texans defense, which has not been fantastic against the run.
I want to kind of go over one or two things. First of all, with the Packers, what do you want for them? Do you want Rodgers to start? Do you want Jordan Love? Do you want them to draft a new QB? What's it looking like?
I want them to win a Super Bowl. But
there you go, Zach. Good answer.
The answer for me is, for the rest of the year, I mean, I want Rodgers to start this week. I would be fine with the last 1 to 2 weeks. Barring anything crazy, I wouldn't mind Jordan Love starting. That's kind of where I'm at. That last game
from last year.
He does, and granted, it was that Christian Watson play. Again, it's really hard for me to say that was a lot of talent on his end. I mean, he still went through the reads, and he still found Christian Watson, but Christian Watson used his unheard of athleticism, his top 1% athleticism to just run around everyone, get the touchdown. So it's kind of it was good play, but
it wasn't much of love. It was
exactly.
Easy throw.
So
love hurts though. Love hurts.
That was a good one. Yeah.
No.
There you go, Zach.
That could be your super flex team name if you have Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. There you go.
Yeah.
Love hurts.
That'd actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
That would be.
Okay. But
I think I think Rodgers got to start until they're eliminated from playoff contention once they're mathematically eliminated, which I think could happen this week, right? So if it does happen this week, then I think you got to have Love starting considering Rodgers is.
An article just came out saying that Rodgers would have open mind if Packers wanted to start Jordan Love to finish the season. That's what Rodgers
get healthy. I mean, the oblique now too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, this could be it though. This could be it for Rodgers. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think so. This might be just me being very optimistic, but part of me just says you run it next year. You get guys healthy. You maybe move on from Aaron Jones. I know he's not a free agent, but maybe you get all that contract. Maybe you have to draft well, but maybe you take some of that money, take some of that capital, and you go out and get a receiver. That part of me just says that, but I don't know if it's that easy. I don't think it is, but
I don't think one receiver solves that team.
But Watson, a year of Watson, and then Dobbs year 2. I think Dobbs year 2 could be a solid complementary piece.
They still need another.
They need
another receiver.
You can't let Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders run for over 300 yards on you.
Joe Barry, is he on the hot seat?
Yeah. I know. Did you guys see Matt LaFleur actually came out and said, we love Joe Barry here. He's for him still. I mean, and of course that's what you gotta say, but really?
Yeah, you can't say, "Oh, we hate him. He's gone."
How hot of a seat you think it is though? Can we see him
150 degree seat? He's sitting on it and he's like jumping up because it's so hot.
It's sizzling. The seats. It's got. It's.
Is how the plate when you go to a restaurant, they're like, "Don't touch the plate," that kind of hot.
But it's like a fajita. If you get a fajita at a restaurant, it's kind of that sizzle.
You take the cheese off the pizza, and it's like that hot.
But we have a question here too. from Mikey. Want to throw this one in? Do you think the Seahawks should run with Geno or look for a QB? I think you ride Geno. I know, I think it look weird, to draft this upcoming year for a quarterback. I think you draft a quarterback in 2024. I think that's what you do.
2024.
Yeah, the next year. I ride with Geno one more year.
I say you can still draft one this year, and then start Geno and put your starter, like who you draft, as like a backup for 1 year, and then start him.
Geno's played so well though.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got Geno right now, yeah,
I don't really trust Geno that much. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard for us to trust him just because, like, he's 31, 32,
size
and
so small.
He's never really played like this.
Yeah,
but also at the same time, like if the Seahawks draft a quarterback and it turned out to like a Rodgers and Love situation type thing, like if Geno
Smith is not Aaron Rodgers.
Well, no, but the way he's played this year, like you can't start a rookie quarterback or a second-year quarterback that you've never seen play over him how he's playing this year.
It'd be disrespectful. I mean,
but if you're going to draft
this was a competition,
it's this year to draft a quarterback, though. It was a competition. Drew Lock was going to start.
Yeah, that's not. Drew Lock was winning it in camp at some points, and then he got either sick, he got hurt, and then Geno emerged.
He got COVID, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was literally about to start, and
that shows how crazy this year. I mean, any year, right? I mean, that shows like what camp can say to us, right? Yeah. I mean, some things like,
and that's why I think you draft a quarterback this year, because they saw at camp that Drew Lock was out playing Geno Smith, and I think he's just having a really good year. I don't think it's something he'll do again next year. I say if you can,
there's some guys in 24.
If they do draft a quarterback this year, who's a college quarterback that you guys would want out of the draft?
I mean, they're not going to.
Packers could most likely won't be in the. Well, they have the Broncos pick.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, so they could get one of the two top.
Yeah, they have like a probably top 5 pick.
Okay. Then why not? I mean, if you can take Stroud or Young, I mean, you're right there.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Stroud over Young.
Stroud over Young, yeah.
Drew, do you still like Will Levis?
I don't like him enough to draft him in that range that you were saying. So no. Well, I mean, yes, I do, but not enough to like draft him over Stroud right now. If that's your question.
Yeah, that was. Okay. But isn't the
Caleb
the
Williams.
TCU guy?
Caleb Williams.
He's next year. He's not this year.
He's 24. He's one of those guys with like Quinn Ewers, those guys.
Oh yeah, from Texas.
Who I'm like,
really? Quinn Ewers is going to be a junior already?
I think so. I think he's 24.
Is he?
Oh, because he had a year at Ohio State. Now he's at Texas this year.
Yeah, he transferred. Yeah, he's going to be that class in 24. I know we've hyped up this 23 quarterback class, rightfully so, but I'd be fine waiting until 24 for some of those guys. So,
do you think Caleb Williams will be top pick in 2024?
Yeah,
I mean he's Heisman favorite now this year.
I've never watched him like play football until the last 2 weeks. I've seen USC's last 2 games, and just some of the throws he's made have been insane. Like it's kind of like that one throw from Zach Wilson's pro day where he's like rolling out to the left and he throws like cross body downfield. And like the receivers going back to the right side. Well, yeah, that was a good throw, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was, but that shows exactly some of this talent. It's hard to say what talent transfers to the NFL level, and
I think Zach Wilson also has some issues with his.
I guess
like, maybe not discipline, but like just leading the locker room too.
I do think Levis, though, going back to kind of what you asked me about him to me, I still think he's going to be one of the more raw quarterbacks you're going to get, but you certainly see the upside. So even like Hendon Hooker coming off the injury right now, like that's going to be tough. I mean, he's still mocked in the first round out of Tennessee.
So, I mean, if he turns out somebody at the end of the first round is probably going to get him, and it'll be a good team, and that could be a big deal in the future.
I guess to answer Mikey's question, I'll say I think you still draft a quarterback this year if you have the chance. if you get your top 2 pick, top 3, 4, around that area, I mean, and you have a chance to take one of them, like this could be the next Mahomes. You got to take him. Why wouldn't you? I mean, Geno is not something that you can just. Geno's not a top 10 quarterback in the league. He's not something that's like untouchable. He's having a good year. You draft one if you can, and then if you need to sit him, you can. Otherwise, start him.
So I'd assume you'd trade Geno then.
Well,
for Geno,
or trade Drew Lock. See if you can get something for him.
No. Oh wow.
You can get Geno, like a third. You can get like a third or a fourth for Geno.
Oh, for Geno, yeah. I think you bet for more than that. Yeah, you would get I think you'd be looking for a first round pick.
30. He's going to be 32 then.
I would expect
for a quarterback though.
Yeah, but he's not an elite quarterback. It's not like he's going to be a Mahomes. It's not going to be worth multiple firsts.
He's been decent this year. Like
he's been like a top 12 quarterback in all of football. So
you can argue he's
Nick Foles was amazing on the Eagles. Now he's a third string. Like you can't just have one good year and say he's.
Didn't somebody give up like a second for Nick Foles or something?
I'm not sure what the value was on Foles, but the point is, you'd be looking for a first round pick at least for Geno Smith.
You'd offer a first. I mean, you'd hope for a first, but I don't think people are giving up a first for him.
At least. I wonder against Seattle, because Zach mentioned they have Denver's pick, plus they have their own pick, right? I mean, that Denver pick is looking like a top 5 pick, right? You'd imagine, you might imagine, they might go for an edge with that pick, right? They might go for someone of that aspect, and then they would try. With their pick, though, it's kind of interesting to where they end up, because they might end up in the teens, and the teens is kind of like the Hendon Hooker and Will Levis range. So I'd be intrigued. If they do that, that could be a route they take.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know.
Well, of course, we'll do our draft. We'll do our deep dive into the draft as we do. We'll make a mock draft. We do all of our fun stuff. That's in April.
Do you guys want to go over some contenders and pretenders? I have a list of a few that I wanted to talk about. I mean, I got some obvious ones like Cowboys. We don't have to talk about them. Are we talking about Super Bowl or just playoffs?
Hold on. Yeah. Let's do Super Bowl contenders. Okay, we're going to do we can do like serious contenders and then kind of like dark horse contenders. Kind of have like a tier.
So first we got the New York Giants.
Pretenders.
Missing playoffs.
Obvious. Missing playoffs.
That's too far, Zach.
Missing playoffs. What are they? 7-5?
7-4. Yeah.
Yep. Missing playoffs.
If they lose this week, then they'll miss the playoffs. But okay. Stay in New York with the Jets.
We have a question too. Do you like the future for Broncos country and Wilson? Is a question. We'll just say no.
Broncos country.
Is that fair to say?
It's not like Broncos country.
Okay, we can continue. Sorry, Mike.
I'll go to the Jets. Are they pretenders too?
Yeah.
They can play a close playoff game.
Yes, but with a better defense is my answer.
Okay.
What? I mean,
do they go Mike White the rest of the year then?
I think as long if Mike White plays decent and he can kind of feel like, say, even just Jimmy Garoppolo, right? I mean, he looked good this last Sunday, but we've seen that in the past and he's had some bad starts. So if he can have even just kind of decent starts, like not even to the level that he did last weekend, I think they're going to go 10-7, wild card round exit, but it'll be a close game.
So pretenders, we're talking in the sense of Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So that was a lot of words to say for pretenders with a good defense.
Okay, so we got our first team that actually might be a Super Bowl contender, the Dolphins. Last year I said they were contenders, and that was a terrible take, but I think they are contenders this year for sure. Number 1 in the AFC East right now. I say they have a good chance. They haven't lost. I don't think they've lost a game with Tua as their starter.
I don't think so either.
No, I think they're 8-0 with Tua as their starter.
Here's my I don't think they've lost with Tua, but here's how I look at the Dolphins. Like their offense can compete with the Chiefs, the Bills, whatever, but their defense hasn't been great this year. So I think they might, once they run into like the Chiefs or the Bills or like the Bengals or something in the playoffs, I think it can come down to a shootout, and typically those, you never know how those go. But I do like Mike McDaniels. I do like his coach. So
he's a nice player. Coach. He's awesome.
They're in the contenders, but I'd say they're in the the bottom tier.
Drew,
you see how
on the fence about this?
Did you see Mike McDaniels talking to Tua though?
He's like about in the headset. Georgia.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I will say they are the worst contender, but I'll give them the contender. But they're the worst out of my contender list. They're gonna be the lowest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I have them.
So we'll stay in the same division. We'll go to the Bills contenders. We can agree.
AFC. My second favorite team in the AFC.
You say no, Zach?
Oh, okay. No, I thought Drew said no. I thought he was shaking his head no.
Oh,
okay. I have the Bills right above the Dolphins.
Me too. I mean, the Dolphins are ahead of them right now. I think they play again this year. Did they play twice yet?
No, they only played once. Dolphins
Did
won
they play
by
one?
2 or something.
It was the Dorsey game where he threw,
right,
or he rated and quit.
Yep. All right, Patriots.
Pretenders.
Well, they
with a good coach.
Playoffs.
Yes.
They're not in right now. Commanders are over them. No, they're not. No, they're not.
That's not even the same conference.
Just give him some time, Zach. Let him correct himself.
They're not in it right now. No, I was right. I was right. The Commanders are the 7th seed above the Patriots. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, I just.
Yeah. Wait, are the Patriots in right now?
No, I think they're
the 8.
I think they are. Yeah, 8. I think they're the 8. I think
I'm pulling it up right now. Okay, well, we'll play because there's a bunch of tiebreakers as we know.
Bills, the Jets, and the Chargers.
They're a game behind the Jets, but you have to keep in mind that they beat the Jets twice, and also with the Patriots. I mean, they're 6-5. They have the tiebreaker over the Chargers as well.
Yeah,
based on win percentage of conference games.
Mm-hmm. But they're still.
So not even close.
Who do they play though?
No,
they play Miami yet?
They have the Bills this the week. Hold on, I'll give you the full schedule, Zach. You're really making me work. Okay, so it's Bills and Patriots.
I need to know the schedule here.
And then it's Patriots they play the Cardinals. Here, let me get you the schedule. It's loading. Okay, here it is. Listen to the schedule. Come on. Bills, Cardinals, Raiders, Bengals, Dolphins, Bills. You get Bills twice. Unfortunate. They can win one of them. You get the Cardinals and Raiders. Come on. And then the Bengals and Dolphins, kind of tough. They can make the playoffs. They got to beat the Jets out they have to tie with the Jets. They can tie with the Jets.
Jets have easier schedule. Nope.
But
Jets
they have the
playoffs.
Either way, they're not Super Bowl contenders.
No.
Pretenders with a good coach is my.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, Commanders.
Pretenders.
Making the playoffs, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, they're just the definition of pretenders. I can't even add something to that.
We don't have to spend long.
Yeah,
they're just.
I'd say make playoffs.
Okay, Cowboys.
Contenders.
Yeah. Top 3 NFC contender.
Top 3 in NFC.
Top 3, yeah.
3 contenders, NFC, 3 in the AFC.
So it's just
that's fair.
Chargers. This is more for Zach.
Divisional round exit.
Okay.
Pretenders with an entertaining quarterback and coach.
You saying, Drew?
I'm right.
Yeah, you are. Bengals.
Same tier as the Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get pretty bad here. I mean, Ravens. They have a
pretenders.
Yeah.
They're one of the better pretenders.
The Ravens?
They're probably the best pretender.
You think so?
Yeah. They played close games. They have a good coach. Pretty good defense.
They haven't beat bad teams. They beat them, but they don't beat them like they should.
You saw the graphic of the Ravens lost all these games and they're up by 15 at the fourth quarter and stuff. Yeah. All right, Vikings. Contenders.
Pretenders.
Say that. Huh?
Divisional round exit.
Vikings?
They're not in my NFC contenders. Nope.
Drew?
Okay. Well, I know. I kind of agreed with Zach with the 3-3, but I will say, they are contenders.
Okay.
You gotta say they could be
okay.
one
Let
of the
me
worst
defend
contenders
myself
in the
here,
NFC.
right? Let me
Is it
defend
Kirk
myself
Cousins?
here. Well, Kirk Cousins primetime games isn't great, but they're kind of like the Ravens, where they've played bad teams to one-score games. Like all their games have been one scores. They've just won those games.
Okay.
And the two, like, I guess I got the Cowboys and Eagles are both contenders in the NFC, and they lost pretty convincingly to both of them. So
I will say that I think they're the worst contender in the NFC, but I still think, I don't really like the defense. They have a nice edge rush. I mean, they get a nice rush, but like other than that, like the secondary, there's some holes in the defense, quite frankly. And I mean, you've seen that. Like they've given up a lot of points in some games. Even Thanksgiving, they didn't look good defensively. They didn't. So I will say they're contenders because I can see them going far, but at the same time, I think they're the worst contender in the NFC.
So this is probably who Zach is saying then. 49ers? Are they the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so.
they're proven in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm gonna keep adding to my contender list. Yep.
Yeah.
I put them over Vikings. Okay. I would.
If say you see a playoff game, right? It's Vikings against either 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles. Are you picking the Vikings in any of those games?
No, that's why they're the worst contender.
Didn't they beat the Eagles? No,
they lost by 16 or something.
Lost the Eagles. They got blown by the Cowboys.
That's why I don't have the Vikings in my contenders, because I won't pick them over any of those three teams.
I mean, aren't they 9-2, right?
Yeah, and their two losses.
We've seen
the Eagles and the Cowboys.
We've seen teams like this, right? Win a lot of close games. They get into playoffs and get embarrassed. I mean, I just think think about a Cowboy team that won a lot of games a few years ago, lose right away.
But the Steelers, 11-0 Steelers.
Yeah, too. It's got to go on.
I mean, people are comparing like those Steelers to the Eagles, where I would compare them to the Vikings. I know like the Vikings weren't undefeated for 10 games or whatever, but I think the Vikings are a better comparison to that Steelers team than the Eagles are, because I think the Eagles are for real. I don't know I don't like the NFC this year. I mean, like the Eagles, I feel like are now we've seen the last few weeks they've kind of regressed. I know a lot of injury too, but they're still winning games. But
and we talked about in the offseason, we said that the Cowboys didn't get like any better. I mean, we said to admit that it's just a good division. Like, I know we didn't like them going in.
Cowboys
but I mean,
are good, yeah.
Yeah, they're a good team, good division.
If you had to pick, who's your guys to pick from the NFC to go to the Super Bowl right now?
Right now,
Jared goes first.
Probably the Eagles. That like hurts a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, it hurts me to say it. I'll say Cowboys.
I think I have probably Cowboys are probably my third place contender. I think 49ers and Eagles are my top two.
The reason I don't
pick the Eagles right now.
The reason I don't want to say the Cowboys is, I mean, they won 4 or 5 games this year with Cooper Rush. We've only seen Dak play like 4 games, 5 games.
Still Dak.
Eagles and Philly play week 18, right?
Do they? I'm not sure, but
right now.
My whole point is like it's not promising. We haven't seen enough of them this year. I mean, Dak's been known to not be the top 5 quarterback in the league, and he hasn't been. I mean, he's played a few great games, but he's
week
not.
16.
I still don't.
This Eagles team has a lot of I feel it has some inexperience in terms of just like some guys who haven't. I know like guys like Fletcher Cox, right, have been there, right, but like
they got a lot of vets though.
They do to some aspect, but think about the positions like those. Think about at the coaching position. Think about at quarterback. There are some guys who haven't been there before.
This is why I think like Eagles are my pick, is just because looking at the 49ers, like why are they good in the playoffs every year? They're a physical team. They usually have a good offensive line. They can run the ball, and who can like go to San Francisco? Who can play San Francisco and match them? It'd be the Eagles. They have a good offensive line.
Yep.
The defensive line is good. They got a solid defense, and their offense is two-dimensional. So they have obviously Hurts can scramble too. They have a good run game. They have good pass game. I think that they're the most complete team, and I think they can go match San Francisco the best.
Okay. Zach, you said, going to the AFC here, you said Dolphins, Bills, Chiefs are your top 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what about the Titans? Are they divisional round?
You have to admit, they're kind of like the 49ers, but in the AFC. I mean, they're well coached. They're tough all around. Yeah.
They always find ways to win. They're always in the game.
I mean,
I'd still take 49ers offense over the Titans.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying from a coaching
is...
standpoint, Mike Vrabel, right, that defense, I mean, that's been injured, still tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you also got to look at the level of the teams the Titans are going to be playing in the playoffs versus the 49ers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So,
well, yeah.
I mean, the 49ers will still play like the Cowboys, Eagles. They'll play decent teams, but I mean, not compared to the Chiefs, but Dolphins.
You're not facing Kansas City, Buffalo.
And if you look at Tennessee's defense, I think they've allowed the most passing yards, or like second most passing yards. Like their defense is, if you go into like a team that can pass the ball really well. Obviously, we saw them play the Chiefs win overtime, but I still think that once it comes to playoffs time, that's going to be a big factor for them.
I feel weird about Jimmy. Like I just don't like Jimmy G in the big game. I know he's proven.
Year, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but look at the championship game. Look at the NFC Championship last year. I know they made it there, but
they've been there for years. You know, like he gets them there. They don't lose in the playoffs.
He gets them there, but he doesn't. He does what he needs to do. He doesn't do anything other than that. I mean, he seems.
Sometimes that's good enough, though. I mean,
now they got McCaffrey along with the team they had last year. I mean, it's basically the same team as last year with McCaffrey now.
You can argue a better defense too.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the team with Lance, basically. I mean, that Lance injury is unfortunate. I know Lance didn't play well those first few weeks. I know, but I feel that Lance would have figured it out, and from a talent perspective, I think I would have liked this 49ers team probably like out of the NFC, like favorites out of it because having Lance, but there's Jimmy G there just.
All right, I got 3 more. If you want to move on, 2 of them they're kind of obvious. Seahawks, Falcons, both pretenders. Just wanted to say, right?
Falcons are going to make the playoffs. There's no way.
Seahawks,
they're second in their division right now. They're a game behind the Bucs. Who's my last team? Buccaneers.
Pretenders with a Cinderella story.
I think. I mean, Tom Brady always has a chance. No, we're talking Bucs. Oh, you're talking Seattle still. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, pretenders. I mean, they just lost to the Raiders, so
yeah. I guess we'll end them with the Bucs. Tom Brady. Do you think they have a chance? I mean, it's always Tom Brady always has a chance, but they are under 500 right now. They're 5-6.
Yeah, I'd say
they could pull off an upset. I mean, I know I really hate the sound of it, but like,
I think they win.
Just look at
they would one game.
You do. Okay.
That's what actually. They're probably going to end up playing the Cowboys.
Yeah, they'd beat like Cowboys or Eagles. I mean, I don't think the Cowboys catch the Eagles.
No, it'll be the Cowboys.
They would end up playing. They would get the home game too because they'd be the 4 because they won the division.
Yeah,
they gotta fix that. It's a mess.
Wait, they get the 4, so they would.
They'd have a home game against
7,
Dallas.
3, 6, 4, 5.
Yeah, they play the 5 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they beat Dallas early in the year, but I'm still picking Dallas in that game, right?
Yeah, but I still have a feeling Dallas could make. It gets tough. They got to win the division, right? Is the question? Can they win the division? If they can, that'd be huge for them. Like think about how huge it would be.
I just have a
Dallas?
feeling.
Yeah, because they would have the tiebreaker over Minnesota.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
think that if we see Dallas and Tampa in the playoffs, I have a feeling that Tom Brady and the Bucs would be favored in that game, just because the bettors in Vegas love Tom Brady in the playoffs,
and they'd be home too.
Yeah.
It's on top of it.
So I might see the Buccaneers winning that game. It would probably be like 1.5, 2.
Yeah, that's like if you look at Dallas, they're gonna have probably the roughest way through the playoffs because they're gonna play at Tampa, and then they're probably gonna go play. Who'd they play? They'd be playing like either 49ers or like the Vikings or something.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they beat the Vikings easily, but I think if you go in the playoffs, that'd probably be a closer game. I would hope. I mean,
yeah.
That's all I got for those. But
it'd be Bills and Ravens in Baltimore. Oh, that'd be a good one.
We can talk more about playoffs like when it comes up.
Wild card weekend, man. That's gonna be a good one.
Bills and Dolphins play. When's that game? Because that's probably going to decide the division,
I think that's next week.
Next week is it?
I'm loading.
No, they play Dolphins play Chargers week 15.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, Dolphins have a tough schedule. The rest of the way out, they have San Francisco, Chargers, Buffalo, then Green Bay, New England, and the Jets.
Hopefully, Packers win that one, right? That could be Jordan Love, that one, like we talked about.
On Christmas? Or Christmas Eve, something like that.
Well, tomorrow night we have Thursday Night Football, of course, and that gives us Bills and Patriots. We are, that could be a good game, right? I mean, you have to admit, it could be. Right?
I got Bills the Patriots by 14.
How concerning
you don't count the Patriots out at home.
How concerning is Josh Allen's elbow injury for you guys when it comes to playoffs for the Bills?
Concerning. Yeah, it's concerning.
This team has been so close for so many years in a row. They're going to put it together. I don't think he'll play. He'll be fine.
Well, we've seen that
adrenaline.
It's clearly affected his. It's clearly affected his accuracy the last few weeks.
We have Packers and Bears, right? The rivalry. Full disclosure, I took Aaron Rodgers in the player picks. Got some looks. I know you couldn't see the looks, but
in second round,
I got some looks. And then Steelers, Falcons, the noon ones, Jaguars, Lions, Jets, Vikings, Commanders, Giants, Titans, Eagles. I'm looking forward to that. Broncos, Ravens, Browns, Texans, and that's your noon ones. Unfortunately, I'll be watching Packers, Bears. Not unfortunately, but would have loved to watch the Titans, the Eagles. We won't get that one on Fox because the Packers are on Fox. So,
stream it.
I will be watching hopefully Commanders, Cowboys. Or, oh my God, Commanders, Giants. Yeah.
Why?
You'll get there.
Just sounds like a good game. I'm high on the Commanders. I think they win that game. They go 8-5.
It'll be like a 19-17 game or something like that.
I mean, yeah, but it's going to be a good game. It's going to be.
I think Broncos, Ravens. Wow, what a game.
Oh, yeah, Broncos.
That might be a 45-50 game. 45-50, something like that. It's gonna be high scoring. And
I want to know what the line.
Probably exciting. Lots of fireworks.
I got it for you, Jared.
Like 32.5.
Okay, the over/under is 38.5. Baltimore is favored. It's Baltimore minus 8.5. There you go. That's your spread. We'll be watching Packers. Wow. I am kind of intrigued for the Jets and Vikings game. That Jets Vikings one will be on CBS. We'll probably get that one. If you're in the Wisconsin area,
Justin Jefferson getting lost in the sauce.
You say that one more time, Zach.
Zach, I'm gonna remove you from this. From the.
It's the backwards hat. Yeah. He's getting lost in the sauce.
No, he's not. 305 games. We got some good ones. This is it's nice. Seahawks Rams, not good. But Dolphins and 49ers is probably your game of the week on Fox, it looks like. Right? You can't go wrong with that. Mm-hmm. Then you get on CBS the game of the week. You get Chiefs and Bengals. Come on, that's awesome. You get
Chiefs by 20.
Oh, wow. They're right now -2.
By 20
on the road.
Yeah.
No. But
wait, go back to the Dolphins 49ers game.
Yeah.
Who's winning that game? Because team picks, none of us picked anybody in that game.
I'm scared. I really want to take the Dolphins because Tua's playing and he hasn't lost yet this year, but the 49ers are looking really good. I would say Dolphins still win that game by 3.
49ers are home.
I got Dolphins by 3.
I got 49ers.
As soon as the Colts get bad, Jared starts to cheer for the Dolphins and Commanders.
I've been high on the Dolphins the entire year, even in the offseason. You know that.
Yeah, you're right.
Commanders, I'm riding the underdog right now. They beat the Packers, they beat the Colts, just beat everyone.
They beat the Eagles.
They did, yeah. They've beaten good teams. I mean, Packers and Colts aren't good, but
they've beaten the Eagles. That's voted for good teams.
Yeah, well, they can raise a banner for that.
I think they were close to beating the Titans too, and then Wentz threw a pick at the 1 yard line. Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah.
It is what happened.
But I got 49ers, Zach. I'm sure you got 49ers too.
Explain to me how if you do take the 49ers.
Well, because what I do for the team picks, right? I go through every game, circle who I think is going to win. I got Miami circled, but I really wanted to pick the 49ers.
Drew's using leverage right now just to try to get your opinion or you on his side.
All I'm saying is, I like the 49ers at home. You know, they got.
You can't take.
I
has not lost this year. He's looked
okay,
amazing when he's played.
Are you saying Dolphins going
That logic's
undefeated
flawed,
all the way to the Super Bowl?
I have him as a solid contender.
Are they not going to lose until the Super Bowl though?
Well, they're not going to make
14
the
and
Super Bowl. They're not going to make the Super Bowl, but they'll make it to the probably the conference game.
Look, I don't like Jimmy G, as I've said. I still think that this team.
You're picking the 49ers.
Yeah, well, I could still pick them regardless of their quarterback. Yeah. It's a regular season game, Zach. At home, McCaffrey, they got a lot of weapons. Mitchell, of course, being out is kind of tough considering what his usage has been. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. But just from that defense that you hit on, it's better defense probably than last year, right? I mean, if you want to go that far, just I feel that of course they have more experience as well. If I really want to go down to that.
Who's the Palomalu that look like guy in the 49ers? What's his last name? You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yes, but no.
Yeah. We don't know his name.
No, because I don't know the name.
But
no.
He's looked pretty good. But I think if this was a playoff game, I'd be taking the 49ers.
Really?
But since it's regular season, I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Cool.
Okay.
Maybe it's just because I'm so high on the Dolphins this year that I think the Dolphins win this game. I said 3 points? I could see even like 7.
I am starting to like that.
I think it would be like a 31-25 game. Dolphins favor.
I'm starting to like the Dolphins more and more though. They might have like 2 1,400-yard receivers.
Yeah, that's like unheard of.
960. Tyreek Hill's already over 1,200.
He's at 1,233 for him.
And that was with Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater playing a few games too.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your other 325 on CBS. If you really want to, if you're feeling like you want to watch some paint dry, I'm kidding, but Chargers Raiders is that game for you? That over under?
That's not going to be paint drying.
No.
But I mean, just compare those other games.
That's going to be a 30-30 game. It's going to be a high-scoring game, I think.
It'll be another game going into overtime, potential tie. And someone's going to run the ball, get a first down, call a timeout.
Look, I'm not over that yet.
There's going to be some fights in that game.
I am not over that. It's in Vegas too, but I am not over the tie that should have happened. That might be the most frustrated I've been over like last year in football. It was over that. Not any fantasy football, not the Packers. It was that.
Yeah.
It's the non-tie.
The tie that should have been is what it is. It should be called. But Sunday night, Colts Cowboys by
ugly
2.5 scores, 3, 2.5, meaning like
2.5 points.
No,
by under 10
in Dallas. Everything points to the Cowboys winning that game. So Colts by 14.
Okay.
And now since Jared said Colts are winning, they are losing by.
I took them against Pittsburgh last week too, and they lost. So might as well. I didn't take them this week, so they have a chance.
Monday night's the other the Saints historically we know have the Bucs number, but it's like this Saints team is the worst Saints team we've seen in the Tom Brady Buccaneer era. So the question is, do they still have his number? Like, do you just go with what history tells you, or what do you do?
Well, the Buccaneers won the game earlier in the year, so the Saints have to win one of them. So, I mean, Saints win this game.
Okay, so Jared's going up on history tells him.
Yeah.
I mean, I took Tampa. I think it was more Sean Payton than the Saints.
I agree, but I'll go. I would go Tampa as well.
Are we going to see Sean Payton come back this offseason?
Yes. To the Saints, though?
No, he's not going to the Saints. Coming back to the Saints.
Colts.
Where's he going?
Colts.
That would be cool. That would be the. I'm telling you, Saturday's not it.
If I was Sean Payton,
can't make that decision. He's had one poorly coached game.
Okay.
Oh, I said that before, Jared. I made my decision before.
If you are Sean Payton, where are you going?
Pete Carroll's getting old. Mike Tomlin's getting old.
If the Colts draft a quarterback, I think you go to Indianapolis, the first round.
If I'm Sean Payton, I'm going to the Chargers.
They're not firing Staley.
Yeah, they are. If they don't make it to the AFC Championship, he's gone.
Really? Even with all the injuries? I feel like if they don't make the playoffs, he's gone. I'll give you that. But
I think
with all the injuries in the team,
like they're going to be talking to Sean Payton, I think, and then if Sean Payton is available,
Los Angeles or Indianapolis, you know.
I mean, obviously, I want Indianapolis. I mean, that would be awesome. You know,
if you can go in somewhere and have Justin Herbert, I mean, you kind of got to take that, right?
But say you go somewhere and you get a top 3, you get Bryce Young. Say we draft him somehow or something. Say we trade up and get a solid quarterback, knowing we need a new head coach.
That's know intriguing. What Herbert is, though. You know what he is.
Herbert's a player that will lead a 500 team to the playoffs.
Oh no!
Come on! Come on!
The Herbert team is 6-5 this year. Their team is 6-5 right now. Again, might miss the playoffs.
Yeah, look how many people are gone. And if you get Sean Payton, that team is going 12, 13 wins.
And you can't even tell me that they have a bad team. Top 3 running back in the league, top receiving core in the league.
Williams has been hurt all year.
Keenan Allen. I know,
but still, been hurt all year.
Like, you can't tell me that the Chargers they don't have the weapons. Justin Herbert's just not him.
How many games have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams played?
Well, Mike Williams played the first 7-8 weeks of the season, didn't he?
Yeah, and Keenan Allen's played like 4 or 5 weeks.
Still, they have the team around them. Herbert, if you put Mahomes on that team is winning the Super Bowl. I'll stand behind that.
Not this year. With all the injuries on the defense, Jackson underperformed too. No,
last year their line and defense were atrocious.
And I say they have a solid chance if Mahomes is on that team. People saying that Herbert is elite are wrong. He is a great quarterback. There are 3 elite quarterbacks in the league. Maybe even 2. You got Mahomes, Allen, and I mean Rodgers has been pretty bad this year, so I don't want to consider him.
If I'm saying, I'd say elite quarterbacks. You got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and then you got the very, very good quarterbacks is going to be like Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert.
I don't like putting.
And then is Lamar with you put Brady, Rodgers, Lamar, Murray, and that kind of
yeah, Lamar, Murray. I'd even put Fields. Fields has been good too. Not quarterback.
I mean, right. Tua probably in that good tier too now.
Yeah,
it's probably like. Well, what about Burrow? I mean, Burrow. Would you put him? Are you taking Burrow over Herbert right now? I
mean, that's close.
Jared, for you, that's kind of your line.
I'd take Herbert, but I think he's overhyped.
In the offseason, you were taking Burrow.
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This question was asked in the offseason. Yeah.
Oh.
I think Zach and I went Herbert. You were Burrow. We talked about the Bengal regression that we thought happened at the start of the year, but
it was recency bias because Burrow just made the Super Bowl. I would take Herbert. It's close, but I would take Herbert.
Good. No complaints for me. But okay. Other places like Arizona, I can't imagine Sean Payton going to Arizona just based on how that team is right now. Like if you just look at the future for it, it's kind of ugh. But they're arguably, I mean, they're most likely going to be looking for a coach. So you have to probably include them as a potential suitor, but maybe not destination.
Yeah, have you guys ever looked at just how much the Cardinals have invested in wide receivers in the last 3 years? They gave up I guess they didn't give up much for Hopkins, but they gave up a second. Mm-hmm. It was a second in David Johnson. They gave up a second for him. Drafted Rondell Moore with a second, and they gave up a first for Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Yeah,
a lot of
sorry to
Jared
cut you
got
off.
Jared, good luck. Hopefully, Jared's got basketball. 6:40. Here's the time. Good luck, Jared. Hopefully, you win.
We'll win.
We'll win.
Did you win last week? Or
Yeah,
no,
we
last
won by
week.
like 30 2 weeks
He
ago.
played last week?
Here, you better be throwing down some dunks.
Oh, of course.
He can't dunk anymore. Come on.
Not anymore.
All right. Well,
All right. We'll see ya.
Zach, we still got to touch on some things here. So with the Sean Payton situation, you think he's going to end up at the Chargers is what I'm hearing?
I think that'd be the most attractive.
Colts and then Chargers. Or they're 1A, 1B.
You'd rather go to the Colts and Chargers right now?
No. But just think about how great, but if he has influence on that draft for who he gets at quarterback, Zach, like if he gets hired before the draft, let's say,
I don't care.
I think that could be attractive.
I don't care. Would you rather take your chance on drafting a quarterback or already take a top 5-6 quarterback?
I guess it also depends on money too. I mean, that's another variable we got to consider. But yes, I get what you're saying. You would have the safe guy with Herbert, and which would make that more attractive. But the question is, I feel pretty confident Jeff Saturday's not returning. I don't feel. I mean, Brandon Staley might return. You still have to, he might return.
If the Chargers don't win a playoff game, he's for sure gone. I think if they don't make a run at the Super Bowl, which is what their expectations should be, then I think if they have a shot at Sean Payton, they're going to go for it.
Yeah. I think any team goes for it.
How do the tampering rules work? So, like, if you have a coach, can you talk to a potential other coach?
There's certain deadlines. We saw like the Dolphins, for example. Dolphins know a first-round pick this year.
Yeah, well, they had the one, then traded for Bradley Chubb.
Yeah,
but they were talking to Brady and Sean Payton like too early, weren't they? Don't you have to wait till a certain point in the offseason?
There's a certain time period. It's not a matter of if you have a coach, I'm pretty sure. I think it's a matter of there's a certain date that's set where,
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's how they operate. But otherwise, do you have any like start-sit dilemmas here? I'm just looking over an hour here now. I'll throw them out.
Okay, this is assuming Najee plays. Najee Harris or Rashad White. Assuming
what about Leonard Fournette?
Najee and Lenny both play.
You got to go Najee then. But
Najee?
It's scary because the fact that Todd Bowles has said they will operate with the best running back at the time, right? I mean, like they'll ride the hot hand, basically, was the phrase. So, whatever that means, Rashad White could be considered the hot hand.
Yeah, that's why
I think you'll know your answer by Friday.
That's also AJ Dillon I got, but I don't think you really consider him yet. I know he had a good game, which was encouraging, but
against the Bears, maybe. I think there could be a lot of scoring opportunities.
Over Najee and Rashad White, though?
No. No, but I'm saying you could consider him any other context, yes. But you'll know your answer by Friday, I feel. We'll know we'll know Fournette's status, we'll know Najee's status, and Jalen Warren's back, so that's kind of the question mark for me. Pretty sure he is.
He's playing. He got cleared.
That's enough. Today. That might be enough for me to go White.
Rashad White.
Yeah. But my start-sit dilemma. Do you have any others?
Yeah, I got one more. So, Dameon Pierce or Darius Slayton?
I'm on Slayton or I'm on Slayton this week over Pierce. Is it PPR?
Yeah, PPR. Like
again, I was you mentioned how I sell high on some guys, or you consider just weirdly selling, or whatever you call it. One of the guys I sold on was Dameon Pierce. So, I mean, just looking from just looking at it too. I mean, it's not a good offense. He hasn't done well at all these last few weeks. He's been actually fairly inconsistent if you look at his season-long numbers.
He's been he had 7 straight weeks double-digit points, which is good. And obviously the first 2 weeks he wasn't getting the full usage. And then the last 2 weeks it fell behind big early. So they really couldn't run the ball. But I think this week their game's going to be a little bit closer against Cleveland, which they've given up a lot of points to running backs. So that's kind of why I guess I'm leaning Pierce right now. I just want to hear what you had to say about that.
No, I get that, and like it's certainly a better matchup this week. Still with Kyle Allen though, and that might be he was doing those with not with Kyle Allen not under center, which Kyle Allen's this guy who gives you the handoff, but I still think Allen might be in that kind of prove it role where as dumb as it sounds, I know he's not the one necessarily calling plays, but Allen's gonna I imagine he's gonna try to push for passing the ball, and I think that we could still see the Texans pass the ball no deficit or not as big as a deficit as prior week. So
I think if the game stays close, Dameon Pierce has 20 plus touches.
20 plus. Okay. And again with Slayton, I mean he's arguably the wide receiver 1 right now. If you look at it, right?
Yeah. Or I have Jacoby Myers as well, who he's questionable, I guess. So
Myers against
I guess start 2 of the 3.
Myers has been all reliable. I mean, he's been Mr. Consistency this year. He was out for most of the game last week, still finished with 50 plus yards receiving. I mean,
he hasn't broken 10 points since week 8.
Okay, but what I'm saying is Myers has been, and some of has been around 9, but he still has gotten consistent target share. And Damian Harris out, arguably, that's something that could bump that up even more. Again, running back, but
that's what you got for starts at dilemmas.
Well, as you know, in 2 of the dynasty leagues, we had people go all in, so it's kind of like those starts at dilemmas. They mean less to me. I feel pretty confident about starting Aaron Jones in the league. I'm starting Devontae Smith right now over Gus Edwards, over Kyron Williams, and over Cortland Sutton. I think that's fair, though.
Yeah, I'd do that too.
And that matchup is Smith again versus the Titans. Titans have allowed, as we talked, a lot of yards. The other one is, again, a lesser one. It's actually Richie James. So it's when she's questionable. Yeah. I like him, as much. I feel like him and Slayton are kind of 1A, 1B. I didn't mention that. We were just talking about it, but I'm starting. It's Michael Gallup is the one, and I'm going Gallup right now. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, who Cowboys against Indianapolis?
Yeah. I got one more.
How did Richie James do last week?
He had 15. He's been doing well last few weeks since Wandale's been out.
I'd go Richie James.
You would? Okay. Here's another one. It's really a pick. I'm starting Swift, by the way, over some guys, over Brandon Cooks and Van Jefferson. I think that's fair, obviously. But what about Jacoby Myers, Michael Pittman are the 2 receivers I'm starting right now. I could include though Brandon Cooks in that against New England. Or not New England, against Cleveland, sorry. And then Van Jefferson against Seattle. Yeah, I see. That's why my starting sets, I think I already made my decision. And as you have showed me, we feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Brandon Cooks is this going to be his first non-1,000-yard season? Or right? I mean, he's not going to hit it this year.
No, he's not. He is right now at 520 yards. He's had 2 other non-1,000-yard seasons. And one of them would have been 2019, the other being 2014, his rookie season.
Yeah. Because I know he's been kind of Mike Evans. Is he going to hit it? He's been kind of the same boat as Brandon Cooks, where can I talk about them being consistent season long, and he's not going to hit the.
Even with, Keenan Allen's been more injury. It's tough. Mike Evans is at 702. I mean, he could hit it. He only has 3 touchdowns this year. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, isn't it usually Evans just had 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns or 10 touchdowns?
I mean, he had 14 or 13 last year. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but I think it's been every year in his career he's had either 8 or 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, and
yeah, we're starting to see old reliables kind of on the decline. I would go right. It's Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, and Brandon Cooks were kind of those 3. I know what I'm getting now. And
yeah, I mean,
that's kind of where I'm at. We got through the starting sets. We got through those. I guess. Do you have anything else here, Zach? Looking, or 70 minutes through here.
Yeah, I think we got to wrap it up for the week.
Promo code J2M is where you can use or what you can use for Thrive Fantasy, right? You got to check that out. Otherwise, right, next Wednesday we'll be back here around 5:45, the usual time. We'll have this time for sure for a few more weeks. We'll see what second semester brings, spring semester for all three of us in college. But again, one more announcement here. We got to thank, Jared, Zach, myself, we all want to thank you, of course, for a wonderful, year. I mean, year one of Journey to Million, year two of the podcast overall. Those numbers came out this morning. I touched on it in the morning episode, talked about how I'll be sharing it all week. What went through, and again, credit to all you listeners, because over this year two, up over 220% on the follower mark on Spotify, up over 164% on streams, up 156% for listeners, and then up 112% on hours listened. I'm pretty sure that is. And again, great things, of course, planned for year three. So again, thank you to all the listeners. And then, of course, Zach, Jared, myself, we all thank you, because this isn't just about us three or just about me. It's about everyone. So thank you all on that. But that's going to, again, wrap it up. No, Jared. Jared was going to go hopefully win basketball. Yeah, he ditched. But that's going to wrap it up for Zach and myself, Drew Skyberg, here on this Wednesday night. Thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Drew's Sports Crew, the Journey to Million, the perfect podcast for you.